Welcome to Drawfee, where we take your dumb ideas
and make even dumber drawings.
I'm Caldwell.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Paragon Hank, the world's healthiest man.
Whoa.
Paragon Hank!
Oh my god, it's been so long.
Hey boys, I finally came back after a long journey of punching Mount Fuji exactly 1 centimeter to the right to help you guys get even stronger content.
I saw that in the papers, in the world papers, that you did that.
I heard it moved. It moved 1 centimeter to the right. People weren't sure why, but they had theories that it involved punching, a very strong man punching. I said, that sounds like our boy Hank.
You have no idea how many ghosts tried to stop me, but then I just flexed them away.
That's most ghosts are susceptible to muscle-based antics, and thank you for educating our audience on that subject, educating us as well.
Hey, Caldwell, did you get those supplements I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I took them all. They made my blood solid.
Yep.
I'm having some trouble with that. I'm more turgid than I am normally when I'm recording.
Here's the thing. You're gonna work through the stiffness. Now, that's probably a lot of the ants that I put in those pills. But those are good, strong ants, and once you just work them through your circulatory system, you are going to be feeling fantastic. Also, don't eat for a month. Nathan, how you doing with that 300-pound barbell that I just glued to your hand?
As you can see, I'm basically on the floor right now, but doing my best to still record this episode. We're going to power through, and my goal by the end is to wriggle my hand free.
Nathan, by the time you're done with my training, you will be able to draw with the strength of 1,000 men.
Yeah, Hank has decided that this episode we're going to be using 2,000-pound pins to draw with. So it's going to be a little tricky, but...
Tricky how?
Tricky in the fact that we're going to have to draw with these very heavy pins, Nathan.
Yeah, but Caldwell, tricky how?
Oh, I see what you've done.
Because it rhymes with what we're doing. We should tell the people what we're doing on this episode.
I don't know. I think we could just talk with Paragon Hank for 30 minutes and people would probably be satisfied.
This is Chatting It Up with Hank.
Fun fact, do you know that if you eat an entire salmon in one bite, it actually is better for you?
I've heard that. And then you lay salmon eggs. It's very interesting. This suggestion comes to us from Ricky via our email, which is drawfee@gmail.com.
Hey, Caldwell.
Yes?
WikiHow.
Okay.
His sense of humor is already evolving beyond his former flabby self. You are witnessing the change in real time.
I'm but a 60-pound weakling when it comes to irony and humor, but Nathan, you are going to dawn us. This email comes to us from Ricky. Ricky says, I have an idea on what you guys should draw next. You should go to the WikiHow, much like Tricky How, but WikiHow.
It paid off. The joke paid off.
Well done. You guys should go to the WikiHow site and press the random button. Whatever article pops up, you have to draw what one of the steps might be. So, as the presence of Paragon Hank might have hinted to you, we are bringing back Wiki Roulette, but with a twist. It is WikiHow Roulette. So, Hank, do you want to bring up the first article? The way this is going to work is Paragon Hank or Jake, who is cowering in the corner, in awe of Hank's many muscles.
I gave him 80 pounds of kale and he can't move till he's done.
That's so much kale. Did you wilt it first?
Don't you know cooking foods robs it of essential toughness?
Can't argue with that.
Tough food, tough mouth.
The closer a food is to a rock in nature, the more benefits and nutrients you get from it.
Fun fact, if you've ever actually enjoyed eating, you're probably fat.
That's also on the pill bottle you gave me. It's got a lot of facts on it.
It's a big pill bottle.
It's like Dr. Bronner's, but right.
It is ad-free, though. So what's going to happen is Paragon Hank is going to go to wikihow.com. They're going to pull up a random article, and then we're going to have to draw what we think one of the steps in that article might be, using, of course, the WikiHow house style. You're trying to replicate that as much as possible.
The WikiHow's style.
All right, don't blow a gasket. You're pushing yourself too hard. Your body can't take this.
Oh, the jokes.
Hank, give it to me. I want to make jokes. I want to become strong with humor.
All right, I'm going to give you the first article. Let me just hit random. Oh, no. Okay, Caldwell, we might have to cut this. Caldwell, your first article is how to perform the Heimlich maneuver on a toddler.
WikiHow, you have blessed us this day.
I don't want to make fun of the suffering of others, even though that does empirically make you a better person in the fitness community.
Well, here's the thing, is if we teach people via this episode, there will be no suffering. Everyone will learn how to perform the Heimlich on toddlers.
That way, this article won't be read just by terrified parents whose children are choking.
Yeah, just real quick. Yeah, is this WikiHow article ever looked up not in a panic? Is my question. Just, oh shit.
Oh God, there's so much information. These pictures are so unnecessary.
Oh yeah, Hank, how many steps are there in this particular WikiHow?
In order to perform the Heimlich maneuver on a toddler, you will need 8.
Your kid is already dead.
Yeah.
So many
it's
steps.
Several steps cut up into 3 separate parts.
Your child is choked on 12 Legos by the time you finish reading this article.
It takes 8 steps just to figure out if your toddler is choking.
If they're just trying to goof you, I'm trying to get out of pre.
Now the easy way to figure out if it's a baby or a toddler is to count the rings.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh no.
What?
So the thing that I love most about WikiHow is kind of the artistic style that all the articles seem to have, which I would describe as tired Tobey Maguire.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, tired and just sort of like resigned.
Yeah, very big-lipped, kind of like Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah, this is a Culkin for sure.
It's like an off-brand Culkin. This episode is a WikiHow roulette, but also knockoff Culkins.
what the fans have been waiting for.
Yeah.
The Culkin Maguire fusion that no one asked for.
This is Fergal Culkin.
I honestly don't think you guys should be lionizing what are 2 very weak men on your program that children listen to. Why don't you point out some real American heroes like Andre the Giant and that Hungarian basketball player that was super tall?
I mean, neither of them are American, but they are heroes.
I like to think Macaulay Culkin was strong of mind. He was able to defeat 2 much larger men by using trickery and marbles.
No, if anything, Daniel Stern was the strongest one in those movies. The man took bricks to the face like a real athlete.
One of my favorite things about WikiHow articles is they're not great at drawing, number 1, multiple faces, or number 2, just different faces.
So, okay. Oh, we've done sort of an early Renaissance medieval. The way they drew babies was they just sized a man down. It wasn't until I think Da Vinci that an artist ever attempted to draw a baby. It was like, wait a minute, babies' faces are different from adult faces.
And everyone's like, Da Vinci, what is with this enormous head? Leonard, what have you fucking done?
And he's like, no, just look at a baby, though.
Here's the thing, though. Back in the medieval times, no one could get a baby for reference because none of them survived long enough to get a painting done.
That's true. Caldwell, what of the many steps of this article are you attempting to draw right now?
So I took a CPR class back, I think when I was in high school, and I think I remember something about you can't do CPR on a baby the way you do it on or not CPR, you can't do Heimlich on a baby the way you can on an adult. I believe you have to lay them flat and then you kind of press.
Can I just say I really like this this sort of snake man you've got going up to.
Well, let me draw his turtleneck.
Okay, thank you. The obligatory turtleneck.
Yeah.
Right now you have, I wouldn't say a good instructional guide, but you have amazing Attack on Titan fan art.
Yeah, he does kind of look like...
Not that I've ever watched anime. Everyone knows watching even a single second of anime makes you lose 1% of muscle mass.
Oh, there's some pretty strong-looking characters in Attack on Titan, though. So you might want to check that one out. The Armored Titan?
Your love of anime is finally making me understand how frail yet large your body is.
Oh, Caldwell.
It's...
Oh, these arms they're coming right out of the head, huh?
I'm just trying to put myself in the mindset of an artist on Fiverr that got paid $5 to do this in 2 hours.
This baby looks so happy to be choking.
I know before I said that you're supposed to press on the baby's stomach. I think they just go right in the mouth, right?
I think babies are small enough that if you've got strong enough fingers,
You just fish it out.
you just reach in there. You can just reach all the way down the baby's throat.
I think that there's also something about the WikiHow style is that the hands are just kind of a little too thin.
Oh, God. This is so upsetting what you're drawing right now, Caldwell.
I mean, dog, have you looked on WikiHow?
You're nailing it. Have you done drawings for WikiHow in the past? I guess.
I want people to think of this as my audition.
So WikiHow, if you're watching, Caldwell is looking to make $5 a drawing, making these nightmare men.
I'll do it for 3.5. I'm competitive.
The mood of this. Everyone involved is happy and sad to be there both.
You mentioned Renaissance painting, and I think I am trying to capture that a little bit.
Yeah.
I am trying to make this a little bit. I guess he's standing. He should be standing behind. I guess that makes more sense.
Based on the direction his arm is going, yes. But I was interested to see how it would work if you put him in front.
No, I think he's got to be behind. This baby is enormous, though.
This is a big baby.
I admire it. This baby has definitely been following my 78-point program.
This is what to do when your baby is choking on your smaller, weaker baby that it has eaten, because it is clearly the dominant one.
You just got to let it happen. Nature always knows.
This is when you thought that you just had a big toddler. It turns out it swallowed the other baby in the womb. It happens all the time. I feel like all of these articles have one step where it's just and if that fails, call 911.
Yeah. It shouldn't be if it fails. If you have a medical emergency, you call 911 first, and then everything you do is to just mitigate damage until someone who knows what the fuck they're doing shows up.
I'm kind of combining steps here.
Oh, did the baby eat his phone? Is he trying to text 911 in the baby's mouth?
Yes. That's what happened, and that's why the wife is going to be in the background being like, where's my phone? Let's just go ahead and...
Yeah, get that face.
One more time.
Yep.
Once more around the bend.
This baby knows that, the modern health fitness society understands that you got to eat at least 2 to 3 phones a year to keep your guts in perfect working order.
It's all those rare earth metals that are in a phone.
There's minerals, essential batteries.
If you're going to keep your baby good and strong.
Obviously, you want to start him with some smaller kind of track phone, disposable burner units, and then work his way up to, a Note 7.
I think that, usually the hair on just any person that isn't Tobey Maguire in these things is just kind of it's just like a mop.
How much time have you spent on WikiHow?
I've been fascinated by WikiHow for years now. I don't go on there often, but I think at a certain point the internet caught up to my love for it and people just started posting drawings from it a lot online. All right, so I think she's going to be reaching into her purse, but it's where's my phone? And I'll do a unnecessary question mark here.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing that they have a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of just labels.
I know I'm taking up a lot of time, but I am going to need to draw a dog.
Yeah, with the face, with the same face.
The dog face, there's they just don't know how to draw dogs on the site. So I'm going to need to, I'm just going to go fully off the reservation for that one, I think. So I guess her hand will be up in some inexplicable motion here, where it's just kind of huh?
Just grasping at where the phone should be.
Right, and I'll change her eyes so they're going this way.
Okay.
Again, just Baroque as hell. It's got a long, weird Mormon dress on.
Of course.
I shouldn't say Mormon. I should just say cult.
Cult?
Yeah, not Mormon. We made fun of Mormons on the other show, and I felt bad about it.
Yeah, we have some Mormon fans, and the Mormon the merrier, as I like to say.
All right, Nathan, we're going to have to cut your dosage. You're almost...
I'm going to lift this weight.
That's right. Get back to struggling like a real good person.
Oh, here comes the dog.
Here comes the dog.
Here comes the dog.
I think Smogon banned this dog in 2015.
Yeah, it was in Ubers, but after Mega Evolutions were introduced, it became too powerful even for the Ubers tier.
Also, why do I know that?
A dog has a tongue? That's just something I have to tell myself every once in a while. I don't know if y'all can hear the ambulance in the background. It's coming to take me away, friends, for what I've done today, what I continue to do.
Well, that's the ambulance that our good friend Toby Culkin was dialing
Exactly.
in the baby's mouth. Got it. 911. Emergency call. The call was coming from inside the baby.
I'd watch that horror movie. Okay.
Oh God! What is? It looks like the baby's wearing the dog as a hat.
I think the dog is like jumping up.
Of course. Oh, yeah. There's a little pause.
Yeah, and let's make this eye just a little more like suspicious.
Of course. That's how you. It was the dog. The dog's trying to get this baby out of the picture.
And then I think another trademark of WikiHow drawings is just like too many details. Just like 400, 500, 600 too many details on this face for like the simple illustration style that they're attempting to do. Mm-hmm. So let me just get those in there. Yeah, I feel very good about this pastiche.
So again, Caldwell, what step in the what number step are you? Because we're gonna wanna put up a comparison between the actual article.
I guess I gotta like call it now, don't I?
Yeah, call the step. So remember, the first section is just figuring out whether or not your child is choking.
Yes. I think that this has got to be like step. How many steps are there, Hank? If you could like give me a quick recap.
Let's see. There's 8 plus 6 plus 7. So that's 21 steps.
21 steps, but
to lose a guy.
But they're split into 3 discrete sections.
Okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna say that this is section 3, step 2.
Okay.
And
let's
gonna bring that up.
Take a look at.
Okay. I have to be done. I'm just have the whiskers there. There we go. Yep. Okay. I'm very satisfied with what I've done here today. Okay. Now I'm gonna take a look at what the actual step is. Oh my God.
Yeah. Right. It's literally it's a finger being stuck into a baby's mouth.
But I think that the beautiful thing that I'm hitting myself for now is that by making the baby bald, I couldn't give it that beautiful Tobey Maguire hairstyle.
Yeah, they gave the baby the hair that you gave the man. Your mistake was making the baby look too different from the man. You should have copied the entire face. Holy shit, Caldwell. There's no way I'm gonna top this, but I've gotta do my.
You gotta get in there. You've learned so much.
I'm ready. Paragon Hank, I've managed to wriggle my drawing arm away from the weight, and the wait is over.
Again, for you common unhealthy people who don't understand your bodies, it's probably very scary when you're going through your first pregnancy.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions, but WikiHow is going to tell you how to stop burping during pregnancy.
Yes! Finally!
I'm going to do sort of a close-up. What I did like about that baby's face is there was sort of a slight air of sensuality.
Yeah, the baby looks a little too excited about what's going on, and I think that's what you need to capture.
I think there's for sure just a drawing of a woman covering her mouth.
But you know what? Also, another thing I like about WikiHow articles is there will be like, she's thinking about something.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have her, I think perhaps looking at, should it just be like a glass of water? Just like wondering.
No, it should be something scary. She should be trying to scare herself.
She's trying to scare the burp away.
Mm-hmm.
So a scary glass of water. I do want to get just like the amount of detail.
Oh, Nathan, those eyelids are already so perfect.
Thank you.
At my exclusive prenatal care facility, which I wrote about extensively in my 2013 book, Look at That Gnarled Baby. I actually pop a balloon right next to the baby's face as soon as it crowns.
Yeah, there you go. Well, because babies do usually cry when they're born, but it's because they're crying to fill their lungs with air, and they should be crying with fear. Because like that, you want to instill a baby with fear from the very beginning.
You understand the true path to natural health. Just keep taking those incredibly large pills I send you, and don't sue.
They're like Lincoln Logs. I don't understand how you got pills this big.
I mean, there is a lot of vitamins and microchips in there, and you're going to need all of them.
Finally, are you saying that I'm going to become more than human?
I'm saying you're going to become the most human.
Nathan, I love that you've stuck with the thick hand here, because to me it's very clear that the artist drew a woman's face by looking at Elsa from Frozen, but then used their own hand. They traced a photo of their own hand for the hand shape.
This is for sure Elsa from Frozen.
This is a crossover from one of those iPhone games where you have to give birth to Elsa's baby. They're a real thing. You can look them up.
There's an entire internet market for that.
Once you've built up enough of the cachet from your Ronin WikiHow art days, that's when you get picked up for Elsa birthing Flash games.
So I have to imagine we should be focusing now on like what she's scared of. Is she remembering the mid clown that was there when she gave birth?
She's looking at the glass of water, but in the glass of water she is seeing.
Oh, like a prophetic vision.
Yeah, I think they do that in WikiHow articles, right? Just sort of a Sopranos style surrealist takes.
Like a sort of like magical realism. I think WikiHow trades deeply in magical realism, yes. And I'm glad that you're representing that in this piece. Nathan, this is too good. This drawing this is like a normal drawing.
Should I get some lips just like sort of coming out? Just like
Yep. There it is. If you could just add like 5 to 10 more face shapes and wrinkles, I think that would really get us going here.
Okay, sure.
Maybe just, that one wrinkle that you get that connects like the nostril to the mouth?
Oh, that one? There we go.
No, the ones on the sides, but also that one.
Oh, yeah, just like a...
Yep. Oh, that was it. Oh, there she blows. Yep, just a little too much detail.
Okay.
Just like really, you got to squeeze right into that uncanny bikini, Nathan. All right, but I'm just so excited to see what you're going to draw in here.
So it's a doctor clown, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I mean, all doctors are clowns.
Medicine is fake.
If you really want to be healthy, you got to throw away traditional medicine. You got to get yourself a life amper, a personal buddy, up to 3 chiropractors. Oh.
I just finally took in what you're drawing, and like it's so Nathan, you did it. Congratulations, you've reached a higher plane of artistry, and that is WikiHow artists. You're going to the WikiHow farm, where all good artists get to go and live forever. I do think if you could make this doctor a little more macabre, because right now it is just a clown doctor, and again, it's got to be an evil clown doctor.
All clowns are evil.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
What would make him evil? An eye patch?
Yeah, there you go. That's great. I'm sorry I even said anything. Maybe give him like some like pointy fingers too.
Okay, here, yeah. some real pointy fingers.
Again, WikiHow, you gotta have those pointy fingers in there. He just desperately wants to honk your nose. In Patch Adams 2, he has a patient honk his nose, but then the fake nose falls off, and he's just got a bone hole there, and a bunch of worms and critters just start climbing out his nose, and then I guess he says diagnosis death or something like that, something doctory and funny, in a dark way. I think it's going to be a hit.
So she's remembering, she's remembering the first meeting she had with Scratch Adams. She's trying to scare herself, so it should be more like a...
Which like begs the question, Hank, was it how to not hiccup while giving birth?
It's how to stop burping while pregnant. I am going to give her some of these like burp bubbles.
Why is she trying to avoid this? I feel like that would be okay. I don't think anyone's going to... Is there like a bad person in her life that's annoyed with the amount of burping she's doing?
I think it's just a thing that pregnant ladies burp a lot.
Okay, cool.
What with all the stuff in their guts going on.
There is a dog that does not like how much she's burping.
Now, Nathan, please make sure this dog has too many teeth. If there's anything you can do for me, you've done so much already, but please.
By the way, how much money have we raised for charity on this drawing marathon?
I think we've actually had to pay WikiHow like $100. Nathan, and that dog's neck needs to be way too long, and it's just like peering from off screen, like she burped, and the dog's like, "Hey,
That dog looks oddly familiar. It looks like the dog from the t-shirts I used to wear when I was a fat teenager. But that's impossible.
It was like an off-brand big dog. It was like large hound.
I was hoping that the tough dog on the t-shirt would mean that they wouldn't make fun of me.
If you can't run with the large hounds, then stay off the gazebo, as they say.
That's when I first began my fitness journey. I was stuffed into a locker at age 13 and did so many pull-ups while in there that I managed to burst out of the solid steel door.
And you also grew a whale fin.
That was established during a previous charity marathon. I'd prefer if that not become canon for my character.
Fair enough. Nathan, you've gone so far above and beyond with this drawing.
You set the bar pretty high for me, Caldwell, so I'm really happy with this tiny arm.
I mean,
I just took a step back to look at what I drew.
That's always the best part.
I gotta stop burping so my dog husband doesn't get mad at me. Gotta think about the evil clown that gave birth to my first child.
All right. Do I need to do a called shot for this? How many stages are there?
How many steps are there?
Steps? Yeah.
Within, I think there's 2 stages. There's 7 in the first step, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, there's a third step. Oh my God. This article about how to stop burping has more life-changing advice than even I do.
The how to stop burping WikiHow has more steps than the how to give birth.
I'm gonna say this is part 1, step 3.
Okay.
Part 1, step 3. There you go. It's just a woman thinking about fruit.
She's eating some fish, but thinking about fruit.
That's important.
Yeah, I forgot to do the WikiHow thing where rather than having thought bubbles, it's just a trapezoid. Just sort of floating next to her.
Yeah, that's like a trademark of WikiHow, is the person materializing a parallelogram as they think about fruit.
Oh, damn, if I had done part 1, step 5, fuck.
Yeah.
I was so close.
Let's just say you did.
Okay.
Well, I like what you came up with. I think that honestly, if your toddler swallows something it shouldn't, or if you are pregnant and burping too much, please throw your WikiHow website in the garbage. Go to garbage.com and then insert that URL because you don't need it anymore. Because I think that these solutions are going to be much better. And there's just a lot more information here that I think is going to be helpful for you. If you would like to give us suggestions for other things we should draw, or if you have other lessons you'd like to learn from us, please leave a comment below in the YouTube comments section. Or you can email us like Ricky did at drawfee@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us, drawfeeshow@gmail.com.
Can I just shout out 2 things?
Sure.
Number 1, please be on the lookout on the Amazon Kindle store for my upcoming exercise guide, Yell Until You Swell, which is a shouting-based exercise program that I really think is going to change the fitness industry.
It's the sequel to How to Get Blasted on the Toilet. which I love. I've been using that a lot because it's great because you can just like really squeeze in reps while you're squeezing out logs. It's a fantastic book. Please also check out number one, the Drawfee Discord and the Drawfee subreddit. There's a thread right now going on collecting suggestions. There's a monthly suggestion thread in the Drawfee subreddit. And we're going to pick one of those in the future and use it for a suggestion for a video. Lastly, if you paid $50 or more during our charity stream back in March, we're finally sending out those Porfo drawings. Please, please, please email us, drawfeeshow@gmail, if you haven't already, with your address so that we can get you your drawing. That's all we have. I'm going to go learn more about how to not burp ever again. Thank you, Paragon Hank, for all of the wisdom you've imparted on us.
I must warn you, if you care about your health and your strength and your well-being, do not go to Wizard and the Bruiser podcast on iTunes. It will make your mind weak. It will make your biceps shrink. I swear to God, it's just two funny people talking about the history of nerd culture. It will not help your gains at all.
Don't do that. Definitely don't listen to What Should We Draw. It's an even weaker, wimpier podcast for worm baby children. But if you do happen to do it, please leave a 5-star review for both of them on iTunes. That's all we got for you this week. We are very, very sorry.
Caldwell, I've just been looking at all of the other steps on this burping WikiHow. I think what I'm going to do is while this entire part was happening, I've just been putting each of these pictures into the video. So
If we could get like some soft 80s like copyright-free music just playing over it, I think that would just be really special.
Great. So that's what you guys just watched. That's why that was happening. We're sorry.
We're very sorry.